Yo, what's up, YouTube? So, this is gonna be my very, very unfiltered, just talking, no jump cut, just thoughts. A lot of thoughts about Cyberpunk 2077. Now, backstory, okay? I've been excited for this game ever since it got announced. The Witcher 3, one of my favorite games of all time. CDPR, been a fan of the studio for a while. And it's not like whenever Cyberpunk was, announced, and I just jumped on the train because I loved Cyberpunk. No, because I loved The Witcher, and then because I like CDPR, then I would just like blindly follow the hype train. No, what excited me about Cyberpunk, from the developers and from the countless, we had the 1 hour demo where you would see like one of the intro sequences being played out, from all the what are they called, like the little dev blogs we had leading up to the release before it got delayed for the whatever. All these things where together is kind of like what my hype came from. They promised not only a world, but a RPG like none other. And the thing about CDPR isn't necessarily that they have a lot of like games. Like The Witcher 2, this is a pretty good game. This is one of the best games ever. No, it's just a pretty cool game. Witcher 1, I haven't even played it. I've read the books. Witcher 3, though, it's fucking amazing. So it's kind of like weird from a studio that is so well respected, so well liked, and made one of these games with like amazing storytelling, amazing open world, good characters, like the entire package. Perfect? I wouldn't say perfect, but it's still one of my favorite games of all time. Now, I have Cyberpunk, right? One of the words, or one of the sentences that sort of stuck with me and excited me so much about Cyberpunk, from the many trailers and whatever, is whatever action you do, it's going to send ripple effects. They use that word so many times, ripples. It's going to send ripples through the entire thing. You do one thing, you're going to save this person, you're going to save that person, you're going to talk to this person, you're going to do something. It's going to send ripple effects throughout your entire playthrough, throughout the world. Things are going to change. Things are going to change over here. Things are going to change over here. You're gonna see different people. If you kill this person's going to get mad at you. And now they are going to come after you. But no, if you save this person, then now she's going to be on your team. She's going to come back. And that's going to open up more quests, different quests. So obviously they didn't say all that I did say. But that has sort of been one of the things that they have promised for a lot of time. I'm gonna give you one of the rundowns of how I feel about the game before I start going into like my long rant. So again, this video, it's not gonna be any skipping or cutting. I'm not a YouTube guy, okay? I'm a streamer. So I have a lot of thoughts, and the thoughts might be just a big bowl of mess, but we're gonna try. I'm just gonna lay them at you. I'm just gonna throw them out as they come. Hey. But just to like summarize the entire thing. So what I think, really short, is that CDPR, being they, promised one of the greatest RPGs of all time. And what we got, in my opinion, is a very, very soulless action adventure that barely scratches the surface of being an RPG. It doesn't feel like an RPG. And you know what? The bugs aren't exactly helping. Now I'm playing this on PC with a pretty decent rig, and I'm running on 1440p, mostly max settings, and RTX off. I have to run DLSS because if I don't, I'm gonna have less than 40 frames, and I'm running again on a 2080 Super and an i9, and I mean, it's no 3080 or 3090, but it's good enough. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent rig. And I've heard even people with a 3090, going into like sort of the performance side of the things just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna jump into the rest of it. I've heard even 3090s running on 1440p with ray tracing and with most of the settings to a max have had problems keeping a stable 60 FPS. Now that boggles my fucking mind. It's a 3090. What? So obviously, again, it's 1440p ray tracing max settings. This is a pretty game, and ray tracing is gonna do a lot for you, especially if you're running at 1440p as well. But it's a 3090. It's expensive. It's an expensive card. And this game was announced in like what, 2011? I don't remember. Like the first announcement. Anyway, I'm gonna jump away from the performance side of things. I'm also gonna like maybe not talk about. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Let's just jump into it. Okay. Cyberpunk. So I started playing it. You know what? I might as well just fire it up now. Bam. Give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. I'm up here now, by the way. So this is Cyberpunk. So I've been playing around like 60, 70 hours. I don't really know. I could check, but I'm not going to bother. Been playing around 60, 70 hours of this game. I have done the main quest up until the point where it's like the point of no return. And you know what? I haven't even done that yet. I didn't care. I didn't care. So one of the things that I think Cyberpunk does really well is the immersion aspect of it. It being a... Hold up. Let me turn the sound here. One of the things that I think Cyberpunk does really well is the immersive sim part. I think it's a very pretty world. I think they have packed this world so full of content. It looks pretty, but one of my main issues is going to be how they use the world. So one of the things that I've been sort of thinking about a lot is that, so when you start the game, you see all these symbols, like these symbols. If you played any open world in the past 10 years, you're gonna understand. These are just, side quests. They're in point of interest, little treasure chests, the bandit camps, radio towers, like etc. They are, shops, whatever. There are just a bunch of things, and even in The Witcher 3, you're gonna see, like, when you start the game, you're gonna see all these little point of interest. You're gonna see all of these little things. So my main problems after playing 50 to 60 hours in this game, even 70, I think around like 65, I don't know, is that all of these symbols are just on your map from the get-go. They're just there. All that you see on my map now have more or less been there since hour 1, or I can't remember. Maybe after the tutorial, I don't remember. But at least from like, the early stages, been playing 2 to 3 hours. This has all been on the map. So now then, and also I've done most things in the Badlands. These things that are left are kind of these vehicles that you can buy, except for this thing up here. But so what you're left with then, because I remember there's a bunch of, like, if you look at the map, like, so one of the things that excites me the most about RPGs is having a main story and having a really good good main story, and having like choices and building a character, stats, weapons, upgrading, finding cool, finding this cave that is unmarked on the map, going inside, feeling like you discovered it. Not the game showed you where it was and you just sort of drove to the objective. No, you're kind of like looking around the map, seeing, oh, what's that over there in the distance? If you played Breath of the Wild, you know how, Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know how this feels like. Looking around, there's no markers on the map aside from like very few little things, and you're like, oh, what's that over there? And you go there. It's like, oh, cool, right? That's one of the things that, albeit Breath of the Wild is not an RPG, but that's one of the things that really makes me feel like I'm playing an RPG. I myself chose to go in that direction, not because the game told me, but because I wanted to, and I wanted to find something in that direction. Now we're gonna go back to all the little markers here, right? So, as I said, obviously you can see there I haven't really finished. I've finished a lot of things, but there's a lot of markers in this game. As there should be. It's Cyberpunk 2077. Like, hello? But anyway. Again, I finished most of the markers in the Badlands, but when I started the game and when I sort of went in, like when I was like halfway through like the campaign and stuff like that, I wanted to go, okay, I said, okay, fuck it. Now I'm going to start playing. Now I'm going to start exploring. I was so excited. I was going to drive into the Badlands and I was going to like look for all these little, like this one, for example. Like, obviously this is like a place where there's previously been a side job. So, but, places like, whatever, like, Let's just take this as an example, okay? but there's like when I started, because I don't remember which one of these like places like this didn't have, because I remember specifically when I started, because that's the problem. I've done all the side missions now in the Badlands, and when I was looking for the side objects in the Badlands, I saw a lot of like these places that didn't have any objectives or anything tied to it, so I just drove there and there was nothing there. Probably now is that I don't remember which one did and didn't have. Whatever. Let's just make this place as an example. Like there was a bunch of these places around the map that didn't have anything, and I was like, oh shit, what's over there? This is secret. What's over there? I drive there. This is nothing there. This is nothing there. And that's Cyberpunk summarized like really short. There's nothing. With there's been a few couple things. I'm not saying entirely, like I will say like 90 to 95% of this game, in my experience and in my opinion, has only been, if the game doesn't tell you to go there, there's not going to be anything there. There's not going to be anything of value. It's not going to be anything of interest. There's not going to be anything worth exploring. It's just going to be boring little whatever camp with nothing in it. Now, there's definitely been like this little shit. Let's try that again. I think it's this one. It's either this or this. It's one of these like little areas here. Maybe this. I think no, it's this one. So this was originally one of the areas with no there was nothing in it. There's never been any quest marker here whatsoever, and I went there and this is completely empty. There's just nothing there. And then later on you would get a quest like in the city that would there was one of the like with the detective guy that I can't remember the name of. You would eventually like end up here and then save his nephew or whatever, I don't remember. But so then something would eventually lead to there. Which is, again, like, when the game wants you to go somewhere, the game will tell you to go there. Now it's gonna be interesting to go there. But, like, that's my problem with this game. And also when we get into all these side jobs. Now, I obviously, you can, like, can I, like, just legend? Can I tick them on or off? I only want to see, like, these side jobs. Whatever. Okay, we can't. But, like, was it here's a side job? That's a gig, side job, blah 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 blah. Okay, you get the point, right? Here you got like, so I've been doing a lot of side jobs. I've been like sort of doing the entirety of Badlands. Again, these are only just by vehicles, and I've been doing like most things down here. This is another vehicle. I've been doing everything that, and I was sort of just gonna work my way up there. And you see this map? It's a big map. So doing all of this, even doing like these small objectives, right? Yeah, I've been skipping a bunch of these because danger low, and they are kind of just bandit camps. And if there's one thing about any action adventure or RPG, I'm tired of doing bandit camps. I'm tired of it. Anyway, so I've been doing most of these things. And that took me around, like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 hours to do most of this shit. Main quest, if you just focus on it, is really short. Albeit, again, I haven't finished the last part of it. Like, meet her outside of the place with, like, here. No, where is it? It's like, whatever. My point is, all of these little side jobs and all of these things, so you go there, and this little lady or man, whoever is like your fixer in the area, the police or whatever, is gonna be like, yo, we got something here. And you're like, we do? What's happening? She's gonna be like, oh, it's either a couple people in there, kill them. And you're like, oh, okay. And then she's like, there's gonna be an little extra detail, and it's gonna be like, either you get a bonus if you're like sneaky, or just kill them. Just get it over with, dude. And you do it. Kind of dude, and then you leave the area, and he calls you up and is like, yo, hey, good job, I'm gonna send you some money. You're like, thanks, see you later. Beep. That's it. And then you go to the next one, and then she's like, yo, hey, you see that area there? Yeah. Like, yeah, like the last one? No, this is a new one. So now I'm gonna go and kill this one guy. Oh, you kill him? You leave the area, and she calls, yo, hey, remember me? I'm gonna send you some money now. And you do the next one. Yo! You get the point, okay? It's boring. It's fucking boring. These side objects are so boring. They're copy-pasted shit that has just been added to the game to make it, like, feel bigger. This game, albeit I'll get to, like, later I'll get to all the cool parts, because this game is I wouldn't say in any way or shape or form that this is a bad game, but it's not the game that we were promised. But a lot of these little objects on the map, the main meat, the main package of the game, if you play any RPG, if you played Skyrim, play The Witcher 3. Okay, that's kind of two different things, okay, but if you played Skyrim, for example, who the fuck remembers the main quest? It's kind of just there. What you remember Skyrim for is all little adventures you had around the map, right? Doing all these things and, you know, right? Exploring, right? Exploring. It's an RPG, explore. Witcher 3, you know, that, albeit you remember more of that main quest because it's a lot better, good writing, right? Which is also why this game is so highly anticipated. This is the same team. God damn it. And even The Witcher 3 has a lot of, like, in The Witcher 3, let me just finish this train of thought before I continue. In The Witcher 3, you have so many little things around the map that aren't marked on your map. You go there and you might meet a little dude and he's got like you go up this mountain, right? And there's this big rock. And then you go behind the rock and there's like bush. And you go and look inside the bush and there's a little dwarf. He's sitting there. And you're like, yo, what's up? And then starts a fucking 3-hour side quest that is so good. Like, that's a lot of the things. Like, that's obviously exaggerating, but that's sort of what The Witcher 3 feels like. It's like, wherever you go, there's something interesting there. And there's so many, like, side objects that are so well fleshed out and well written. And it really, like, makes the world feel alive. And, you know, that's sort of the main thing that, for me, obviously, we're all going to have different opinions and varying opinions from all these systems and whatever. That's one of the main things that keep me interested long-term in an RPG. Witcher 3, I have 300 plus hours in that game. I love it. I've had 3 separate playthroughs in that game. This game I've played around, again, like 60 to 70 hours. I feel done. Like, I was bored. I'm fucking bored, dude. And the combat is okay. I don't think there's anything about the combat that is kind of like special. Doom Eternal released this year, alright? So, if this game is gonna lack RPG elements, I'm not gonna say that the game doesn't have RPG elements, but, you know, let's not forget what was promised for the game, okay? Let's not forget what was promised for this game, okay? Alright? And let's not try to not compare this game to other RPGs of the last decade, because this game does not feel in any shape, way, or form like the RPG that was promised. Again, I think it feels like a soulless action adventure. That's it. That's my thoughts. Anyway, the combat. Doom Eternal released this year. Good fucking game. It's an action game. Pew pew, shoot shoot, bang bang, you know? And, you know, the gunplay feels fucking sick, you know? And then you go to this game. It's an RPG. It's supposed to be an RPG. So even if the gunplay is kind of like The Witcher 3, right? The combat, a lot of things, for a lot of people, the combat in The Witcher 3 is what pushes them away from the game. And I can agree completely. The combat in The Witcher 3 is not perfect. I don't even think it's that good. It's average at best, I would say. But the rest of the game, the RPG of the game is what really elevates it above other games, in my opinion. Now that could be the same thing for this game, because I don't think the combat in this game is really that special. I don't think it is. And it doesn't help that the AIs are brainless. It doesn't help. At all. So each encounter, for the most part, unless you're fighting a boss, is gonna look the same. Depending on what build you have. Like, I have this sort of, so when I started the game, let me show you how I do this again. Yeah, so when I started the game, I wanted to like, I wanted to go into reflex and be sort of this like run and gun type style. And I was also playing the not the hardest, but the second hardest difficulty in the game. And then I watched a couple of reviews of the game saying like mostly, you know, negative things, blah blah blah. But they also said one thing, that's the crafting system is really like stupid and not good. So then I wanted to like try the crafting system. You can see at 20 points of technical ability. And so I wanted to see, is that true? Is the crafting system really that bad? And no, I don't think it is. I think it's broken. Because you can like I don't think it matters at that point what kind of like skills you have in other categories. If you can just make a weapon that is so strong that you one-shot people anyway, regardless of skills. Anyway, but it's really unbalanced and it's stupid. And like here's another thing that I was gonna get into now. Okay, so if I go into crafting, okay, let me just show you. So I don't think crafting is completely out of the question. I don't think crafting is as bad as people are telling you that it is. I think crafting is actually pretty strong. Strongest? I don't fucking know, dude. I haven't been looking at the numbers. I don't fucking know, dude. But one thing's about this game that whatever, I don't know. But here's the thing. Okay, the crafting system is not bad, but it's terrible from a design perspective. It's absolutely garbage from a thought out. Like again, this is a game that has been in development for fucking ever, okay? And now we're gonna go into the crafting system, okay? So, I want to craft one of these, like, legendary. I already have this and this, and whatever, doesn't matter. I want to say I don't have anything. Now I've finally pushed my crafting system to the full, right? And through your playtime in this game, you will have a lot of these components, obviously. If you play the game and you do objectives and do whatever the fuck, you will find a lot of these things. So you will probably be able to like just craft one out of the blue. Like straight up, because you just have it, right? But if you don't have it, or you've spent a lot of like these components and other shit just as you go along, when you eventually get to this point and you don't have any of these, right? And you want to craft one of these legendaries. Okay, so what do you miss? As of right now, I'm missing 16 epic item components to make this. Okay. Now, bear with me here, okay? I'm gonna scroll down. Epic item component, okay? You see that? You see that? See that? My point here is that you can only craft one at a time, okay? So now, let's look at this. Like, bear with me here. So now I managed to make 8. But now I run out of the rare item components. So now I'm gonna make more of these. Alright, let's look at this. Rare item component, alright. You see where I'm going with this? Now I gotta create a bunch of these. To then create a bunch of these. To then lose all of these to make more of these. And if you don't even have, like I do, I have a lot of these like uncommon. I have like 10,000 of these. If I didn't even have that, you see where I'm going with this? So my point here is, and this is nitpicking at best, I am aware, but just join me on this thought process, okay? This is a game that has been in development for fucking forever. It's been one of the most highly anticipated RPGs of the century ever, maybe. Like that's not a shot in the dark to say that this is maybe the most highly anticipated game, at least RPG, ever created. A lot of other game companies had to delay their games to like January, February, just because Cyberpunk would release in this window, right? You know? People were like, oh, Cyberpunk? Yeah, I'm fucking out of here. No. Okay, no, we're doing later. Oh, fuck, no. I'm not gonna deal with this shit. No. Let's do later. Right? And tell me one RPG that does not have a craft. Several. You click here, how many would you like to craft? And then you slide to how many the fuck you want to craft. Now again, I might be nitpicking about this, but I don't really think I am. Because, name me one RPG that doesn't have this. A crafting system, god damn it, is one of the backbones of any RPGs. depending on who you ask. There's so many things that is, you know, the backbone, but god damn it, the crafting system is gonna be one of the most, like, it's an RPG, god damn it, crafting. Hello? And you're gonna tell me that a game that has been in development for so long, highly anticipated, and they're gonna make an RPG, and this is the crafting system. Now again, nitpicking, but I'll get to my point. I mean, this is my point, but there's so many of these little things that add up. So many of these, like... Anyway, so what I think happened here, obviously we don't know. I don't think we're ever going to know unless somebody actually from CDPR quits and tells us what actually happened here. What I think happened is that I think CDPR got way too ambitious. I think they got way too ambitious with their original release date in March. And they see, like, we're nowhere even fucking close to this thing. No, we're gonna have to delay. Everybody's like, yep, cool. Alright, I mean, that fucking sucks. I mean, but cool. I would rather play a good fucking game than a rushed one. And that's what CDPR has been promising ever since fucking whatever. It's released. What is done? It's finished? How does it go? Whatever. Like, we're not gonna release this game before it's finished. And you know, it's pissing me off. I'm pissed. This one slammed my table. But you know, and then they too ambitious, delay it. And then they have to delay it again because it's not done. How long did they delay it again? It was from March until whatever. It's like 5 months. Was it something like that? 5-6 months. And then they see, yeah, that's not enough time. Have to delay it again. And they get so much shit. Like, I remember this whole, like, shitstorm on like, Twitter and all that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people, like, taking time off work and they, like, schedule their time around, like, this is the date. And then they delay it again. And on Twitter, the Cyberpunk team said, like, yeah, are you sure no more delays? Yep. The day before it gets delayed again. It's a thumbs up. Yep, cock. It's all good. And then it gets delayed again to my surprise, actually. I didn't think it would get delayed again, honestly. And then it gets delayed again. And I think they really dug their own grave with being way too ambitious. So even at... we're playing this game now. Just think for a second how this game would look in March. It wouldn't look any better. That's for sure. Okay, so... I think they really dug their own grave. Again, I don't know if this is the thing. I might be completely wrong, but this is really what I feel like. It might be the higher-ups just pushing the game out and all the developers being like, no, please don't do it. Please, no, please don't do it. We want it finished. The game is not done. But I think they just got way too ambitious. And they were like, we can do that. Slap on the release date. Oh, shit, we can't do it. Delay. We can do this one, though. Fuck. We couldn't. Delay. And they got so much shit for it. And they got into, like, this little PR... circle of a lot of negativity and and they dug their own grave to the point where we just gotta we cannot deal with this. Like, we cannot delay it again. There's just memes everywhere on the if you go on the internet, you're just gonna see this, like, you know that like Cyberpunk background, the yellow background, and that's like, oh shit, it's gonna delay it again, you know. Oh shit. They dug their own grave and they just had to release it because they couldn't afford to have any more of that little negativity. But I am pretty sure that they knew deep down that releasing the game at this state would be way worse than delaying it for even another year or two. Like, that would have been really bad. But I think whenever the game released, it would have been would have been better received than it is now. It is a bad look. And again, I'm playing on PC. I'm not playing console. I know the console stories and all that. God damn it, that fucking sucks. And okay, I play on PC and I'm a PC elitist, okay? But don't go around saying that, you can't play. What did you expect? What did you expect buying the game on a PlayStation 4 non-pro, or you know, on one of the base consoles. What did you expect, you idiot? You buy that game for the base console? Obviously it's not gonna run. No, shut the fuck up. If a fucking game development studio is saying that the game runs surprisingly well on a console and markets the game towards running well on a fucking system that they're gotta charge you $60 for, obviously the least, the minimum that you can expect is that the game is at least gonna work. Obviously it doesn't even work on PC for the most part, but it doesn't fucking work on the base consoles, and that's not the players being stupid and buying it for the base consoles. That is literally just the developers being untruthful. And yup, it's just the game's not done. It's not done. It's not done for the base console. It's not done for the, you know, for the new generation console. It's not done for the PC. It's not done for the you know, the 3090 people out there that is running the game with RTX on, you know, without DLSS, with like 1440p, a bunch of frames. You know, no, the game's not done for anyone. And again, I'm not talking about the bugs. The bugs suck ass. The bugs fucking suck ass. It's not what I expected. But I'm not even talking about the bugs. I'm not talking about, you know, the performance issues. I'm talking about the game itself, what the game gives you, what it's trying to be. It feels stupid. And also, yeah, this side quest right here, I'm also soft locked Adam. I can't do it. Yeah, this one. This is one of the last, like, you know, main side quests that I have left. I'm supposed to go to an area and scan it. I can't scan it anymore, and I've been googling and doing a lot of search. Like, a lot of people said the option to fix it would be to just switch your OS so that you actually have a hack function. Shit. No, I definitely do have that. Allows you to perform quick hacks on targets and devices while scanning. I do have that. I've been trying to switch it off. I'm literally soft locked out of a lot of these, and I've seen the patch notes and stuff like that. This is a video that I'm creating like a little later. I haven't played this game in like 2 weeks now because, like, it doesn't interest me. I'm bored. I'm fucking bored. Playing this game makes me want to play The Witcher 3. Makes you want to play other RPGs. You know? This is not what I expected. God damn it. But if I go to any of these, like, fucking side objectives, here, what do you think is here? Or like here, over here. Again, I've done most of the side objects, but like, just say, what do you think is over here? What do you think? Nothing. There's nothing. It's a bunch of flying cars and turn around and NPCs changing. Don't get me started on the fucking, you know, you zoom in on the cars and you look at that. It's the 2D models and all that. You know, I mean, I don't have to go into that. If you've ever watched a single video of Cyberpunk on the internet, you know all of these things. I don't have to tell you. I'm not here to talk about the bugs. I'm here to talk about the game. I don't give a flying fuck about the bugs. That's a lie, I do, but I care about the game. And the game is so disappointing. On a mechanical, on an RPG, or just a basic level, to the point where I don't even know what is going on. Like, what the fuck is happening? There's so little choices. There's nothing that makes me like, there's nothing. There's just, this feels like this feels emptier than one of fucking Ubisoft open world Far Cry older titles. Like, you know all this, you know, memery and shittery about like Ubisoft games, and it's just radio tower and bandit camps all over. That's what Cyberpunk is. But the other part is that at least the fucking, you know, Ubisoft worlds are not buggy shitholes that doesn't even work or have performance issues. That's literally what this game is. I'm so disappointed. Now, obviously, the game does have RPG elements. But I don't give a flying fuck about the RPG elements that the game does have, because this game was promised to be so much more. Again, the word ripple effects. You do one thing, you save one boss, you know? And it's the thing in this game, if you're up against the boss and you kill it, it's gonna be like wiggling and squirreling on the ground. And then you can either walk away or kill them right there, right? If you lower the health bar of any boss in the game, it's not gonna be dead until you shoot it when it's like in this knockdown state. So that's the thing where either you walk away or kill them. And again, what this game has been saying again and again and again leading up to the release is that if you do that's, you know, he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, if you do any of the side missions, this might lead into a main quest. You know, if you do any of these like side objects, this character might be picked up and he's gonna like take the leap and he's gonna like help you out on the main quest. If doing side quests is gonna lead you straight into like, you know what I'm saying, right? RPG elements that are literally not there. It feels linear, it feels shallow, it feels soulless. Now, if I'm gonna go into this game now, let's just work with me here. If I'm gonna go into this game and just pretend for a second that everything that was promised about this game is not there. They didn't promise anything. This game, it was just a game that was gonna come out, like all others. And they just say, it's just a game. We're just working on a game. It's called Cyberpunk 2077. It's just a game. Everybody's like, oh, cool, it's a game. Well, let's try it out. There's people behind, back, from The Witcher 3. Let's give it a go. Now, if you go into the game at this point, and don't, get disappointed by all the RPG elements that they have, ripple effects and all this shit, then I think it's a pretty decent game. The cute little, this is a cute little release. Obviously needs some work, and they're gonna have patches in January and February and whatever the fuck they've said that already. But here's my thing though. Then I think it's a pretty okay game. But it's not what was promised. It's not what has been promised, and they literally lied about the marketing of this game. Like, and again, I think it goes back to that they being too ambitious. Because the thing is that I'm sure over time, this game is gonna lose all of its bugs. It's gonna get a lot better performance-wise. I don't know, really. I couldn't tell you what's gonna happen to the base consoles. I don't really see how that's gonna work. Either need to lower the resolution or lower the frame rate even more to make it work. I don't know what's gonna happen to that. But I'm talking about at least on PC. I think all of the problems, the main issues, being the bugs and the performance issues, the crashes, getting soft locked, having to reload again and again and again to make quests and shit work. I think that's gonna be. I think they're gonna work on that, and I think at some point it's gonna work. It's gonna be just fine. Now, at that point, you might be asking, do I think it's gonna be a good game? It's alright. Because I don't care about the bugs. I don't care. Obviously, again, that's a lie. I care about the bugs. I don't care about the performance. But that's such a small part of it. I'm a guy that can really look. If there's a system and there's a story and there's like a really good RPG elements and so, I can reload a couple times. I can look the other way when it comes to bugs. I can performance issues. Like I can work with this if the game just gives me a fucking good experience. That is just. Like The Witcher 3 did. The Witcher 3 was, on release, that game was fucking, oh god. That, that had some bugs. Had a lot of things. But that game was fleshed out over time, and now it works pretty well. Still bugs, though. Still, a roach is gonna be on, he's a horse. He's gonna do things. But that game, The Witcher 3 on release, had all of his RP. Like, the game, as it is now, is like it is. What they did with that game. So my point is that I don't, like... Are they gonna, implement all of these RPG elements over time? Are they gonna do that? Like, all the things that were promised for this game, is that gonna be implemented? Or is, what they're working on and what they're gonna, yep, it's done now, is when the bugs and all the performance issues are fleshed out. Like, that's, I don't get, and CDPR isn't saying anything either. They're just saying that there's patches on the way. And the patches so far have been quests and stuff being, okay, you're not going to get stuff now is this issue is fixed, this issue is fixed, blah, blah, blah. You can play the game at a more stable, blah, 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 right? But where are the features that were promised? Is that going to be in the game? Is that not going to be? Is there a point for me? Is it just going to be they finished the bugs? And then, yeah, it's done. Now let's work on DLC. I'm sure they were already working on DLC, by the way. That's my thing. And hey, again, there might be people that have played hundreds of hours of this game, and again, I'm gonna say that most of these side jobs are what I just said. Hello, kill a couple people. I ain't gonna do it. I'll kill them. Hey, money, right? Bandit caps in Cyberpunk. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's just what it is. But some of these have been, you know, you go there. For example, one of these like side objects, I think we're in this area, maybe here. Was like I got a little gun and he was talking to me. It was pretty cool. Well, he's a little gun and his little gun with an AI and he was talking to me. Like that's cool. But I want more of that. But again, that was also something that was marked on the map, right? I want to like explore these things on my own, not just, you know, okay, I'm here now. Now I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna do it. You know, again, I think a lot of the things I'm talking about, and obviously, I apologize because this video is like all over the place. But again, it's just gonna be, I don't even think a lot of people are gonna watch this video because I'm a really small streamer. But I have a lot of thoughts about Cyberpunk. I just want to get them out there. I just want to. I have thoughts. I want them somewhere, and this is where I want them. YouTube, whatever. I'm. You know. But again, what I was trying to say is that if you played like maybe 100, 150 hours of this game, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of these like side jobs and gigs and stuff that are gonna have some more interesting, you know, things to them. Sure, I'm sure even some people have probably found some like right here. Maybe a guy went up here and was like, "Yeah, what's up here?" And something actually happened. Maybe something that is not, you know, a marker. I'm sure. I've actually found something on the map as well that hasn't been like I don't remember what the fuck it was, but it was like this little. So I'm walking and I have this double jump with my cyber, you know, the double jump, right? So I'm just double jumping over the city to get, you know, faster to an objective. And then I see a body, and then the body's like hanging into this little hole, and I jump down, and there's just a bunch of dead bodies, and then I pick up some loot. That wasn't a marker, and it was like a crafting material and a legendary, I think a chest piece or something. And it was like, oh, cool. Wow. And this was pretty early in the game too, maybe like hour 10, 15, something like that. I was like, oh shit, oh, this is gonna be like, ooh, whoa, the loot whore in me, you know, picking up loot, going and finding, you know, is thinking like, oh shit, dude, oh, I'm gonna, you know. But then after that, I didn't see anything, and I went out of my way, dude. I've been here, like I've been around the city up here too, but I just haven't been bothering to do this shit because it's so boring. I look like an idiot. Dude, the game also needs like a transmog system. It needs something. My character looks pretty stupid right now. But holy fuck, he's been looking like an idiot for this entire playthrough. He looks like an idiot. Right now it's okay, but he still looks like an idiot. But up until this point, my character's been looking like an absolute fucking idiot. I feel like there should be another like right here on the side. This should be like, so you equip a helmet for the stats, and then another window on the side where you equip a helmet for its appearance. Same thing here with the glasses. You equip it here for the stats, and then the side here, you equip it here for the appearance. Or even another system where whenever you found a piece, you know, kind of like how I hate to bring WoW into this, but kind of like when you loot a piece of gear in WoW and other games. I just played Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, pretty good fucking game. And when you pick up, you know, loot, you have like this other system that's gonna, you know, because again, it's a first-person game, but again, how you look and stuff like that is really gonna be roots in an RPGs. You know, an RPG. That's what makes an RPG. You role-playing as a character, you being a character in that world, you making choices in that game, and all the little things, like there's so many other things, but this video is gonna be long. How long is this video? I don't know, but like it's gonna be, all these things are gonna be nitpicks, but I just cannot wrap my brain around this being in the game after so many years of development. Like, what have they been working on? Where did the budget go? Keanu Reeves? Well, was that where the entire budget went? Like, what happened? Or, even the more likely scenario, what I've been talking about earlier, is that the game just wasn't ready at all. All the things that they were promising was actually things they were planning to bring into the game. But they had to release it because they were way too ambitious. Maybe, I don't know. Or the higher-ups just, you know, wanted the game released earlier. One of those two, I think. But the fact of the matter is this game is not finished. This is not a finished product. I'm so fucking disappointed about this game. Again, I stream on Twitch. Snadder is my name, whatever. And there hasn't been a single day that I haven't been talking about Cyberpunk. I've been streaming on this platform now for almost a year. It's like, I think it's like on January 7th or 6th or 7th is when I started streaming on Twitch, which is now in 4 or 5 days. And there hasn't been a single, maybe there's been a single, but there a lot of the, I've been streaming like 10 hour, 12 hour plus, a lot. That's what I do. And Cyberpunk has been one of the things I've been talking about. Like, I have commands for Cyberpunk. I have like channel points for Cyberpunk. Like, I've just been so, I have an intro that is kind of like Cyberpunk and stuff like that with Cyberpunk music. I've been so excited about this game, and it hurts me. It hurts me to see that this is a product that was delivered. It hurts me. It's so, and like, I've also like, I also feel like an idiot. I feel so much like an idiot because, you know, that this is gonna be like you know, another thing entirely again. But so I have a couple friends and I have like viewers and shit that tells me like, yeah, pre-ordering is bad, and I agree completely. Pre-ordering is fucking bad. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Just buy the game when it's released. Pre-order bonuses, who cares, dude? Who gives a shit? You know? But I've been always saying like pre-ordering is bad, but there's a couple of companies that I trust, and they've never given me a reason to doubt them. And if I were to pre-order from those companies, I wouldn't care. Like, that would be like Nintendo when it comes to a Zelda game. That would be From Software when it comes to Dark Souls or Sekiro or the upcoming Elden Ring. Just kidding, that game doesn't exist. We never did. It was just a fever dream, whatever. But you know, I've never been disappointed by a Zelda game. I've never been disappointed by a FromSoft game. And again, CDPR has been like this, you know, if you've been following the studio ever since The Witcher 3, they've won awards for being like the most, you know, the best, you know, one of the studios that we sort of, they were the chosen ones. In the world of EA and Ubisoft and all this shit, like, CDPR has been doing so many consumer-friendly decisions and all of this shit, you know? When is it gonna release? When it's fucking ready. When it's ready and when it's up to our standards, and when all of these systems that we've been promising for years and we've been marketing this game around, that's when it's done, and that's when it's gonna be released. All these things. So I feel like an idiot saying to a lot of my viewers and saying to a lot of my friends that, yo, okay, I'm gonna pre-order Cyberpunk because I trust them. I trust CDPR. I think I have no reason to doubt them. I feel like a fucking idiot, and it's coming to, I obviously that's on me. That's entirely on me. That's entirely on me. But again, like, you see where I'm going from. I would never in my life pre-order a game from whoever the fuck, right? But you know, this was different. This is so different. You know that whole like EA Battlefront 2 shenanigan, you know. Yeah, but why would you pre-order an EA? The Anthem, you know, all of these other games. Like, yeah, but why would you pre-order that? Oh shit. The Cyberpunk is supposed to be different, but it isn't. I would even argue that this release is worse than a lot of other things. And I'm about to end this video because this has been going on for way too long, and my thought process is all scrambled and it's just a mess. But again, I wanted to get the thoughts out. But okay, before I end, there's one thing that I forgot to mention, and that's the good parts about this game. I don't think it's a bad game. Just straight up, I don't think it's a bad game. It's a game that is marketed to being something else. But if you take away that and blah 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 blah, I've definitely enjoyed my time in some areas of this game. So, for example, in the what is it called again? Like the like the Asian district of Night City. When you're just like walking around and seeing all the NPCs and the food stalls and stuff like that, it's so immersive how they. For example, in the main quest, when you're with your bro and you're in the food stall, you're waiting for what is it called again? I don't remember, the Asian guy, and then you sit down in the food stall and you talk to him, right? And then the food guy in the food stall, he's like making some food on his grill, and you see him picking up the food, putting it back down, rolling around, and this is just some things that are happening in the background, right? He's picking up the food, he's putting it down, he's just having like super good facial animations. You're talking to a guy beside you, while you're talking to him and talking about like what you're planning on doing going forward in the main quest, he's like picking up the food, putting it on your plate. Your guy next to you is picking up the food, taking a bite of it. You see that it's an actual bite of it, puts it back down. You know, it's immersive. There's definitely some effort put into this game, and I believe wholeheartedly that if this game was released 2 years from now, it would have been fucking amazing. But this is what we have to do with the game being released now. But there's so many immersive things, and also the writing really good, characters being really cool, cool characters, good writing all around, really immersive. Just like going around here and looking. You know, it looks fucking sick. And also, yeah, I'm running 1440p, hitting record in max settings in OBS on recording, and also, 1440p and then max settings in the game. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but it looks fine for me. But I don't know how it's gonna turn out for the recording part of this game. But anyway, it's really immersive. Just going around looking. Like, and I'm in one of the more like. Yeah, less memorable areas of the game right now, I would say. But like when you're in Night City and you're going, like it's so cool. It's so cool. City is so cool. Just imagine what this world would look like if the the game was as it was promised. Anyway, also the music's pretty cool. Music's good. I love the combat music. I think there's a lot of cool music in this game. The main theme of the game called just V. Also, the soundtrack is on Spotify, but the main soundtrack called V is a really cool song. It's fucking cool. It's really cool. Yeah. So there's part of this game that I really think to be honest, there's parts of this game that have been so good, so polished, so unique, that have been better experiences and better than I've played in any other game. Bro, I'm making a video. Stop. There's parts of this game that I don't think for a second that there wasn't real effort put into this game. And I don't believe for a second that the developers are happy with what they released. They must have been like, oh, we're really gonna release it like this? We're actually gonna release the game like this? No way, dude. But here we are. I don't know. There's probably so many other things I want to talk about, and when I end this recording, there's oh shit, I should have mentioned that. But and also again, I should have maybe made this video more jump cutty and actually having a script, but I don't like having a script. It's I just like talking. I just want to talk. This is what the content I like making, because I've been streaming a year on Twitch now, and I'm not really YouTube. It's streaming, talking to my viewers, and just being like unfiltered. This is, but again, I should have maybe made some notes and stuff, so my thoughts would have been more, not all over the place, spaghetti, just a bunch of spaghetti out of my mouth. But that's more or less it. You get the point, you get the gist. That's my thought about Cyberpunk. To recap, I think this game is promised to have the greatest RPG elements of any game whatsoever. But for me, the game feels like a soulless action adventure with minimal or none. Well, none is a lie. Minimal RPG elements, and what was promised is not there. And again, I can look away from the bugs, can look away from the performance issues, but the game itself is really disappointing. And I'm so sad that this game was released. I would much rather wait for another 2 years. I would much rather wait another 2 years and then play the game. And then really finishing the game. And again, if this game released and all the marketing was actually right, all the RPG elements and everything that they promised the game would be was here on release, but the bugs and the performance issues were still the same, I would have loved the game, probably. I mean, I don't know, but probably, But that's it. That's sort of my thoughts on Cyberpunk. I'm sorry this video was like all over the place, but that's what I think. That's what I think. Hey, thank you for watching. Little like plug on the end. I don't really think a lot of people are gonna watch this video. I'm a small streamer. I barely have any subscribers to YouTube, but I don't really do YouTube that much. Maybe I should. But I really like making videos like this, just talking about video games. I love talking about. I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. I love talking video games. That's one of my favorite things. And it's midnight, January 2nd, right now. So, and I'm kind of on a break from Twitch at the moment, but I'm gonna be starting up real soon, in a week or two. But in a couple of days, I'm gonna have like a little stream where I'm gonna talk about like my favorite games of the year, like top 10 maybe. What the? Sort of rank my, because I've been playing all the games that I have been enjoying this year. I've been playing on Twitch as well. So I thought it would be cool to have a little, because I enjoy watching content like that. Before I started making this video, I watched Dropped Frames with the Co-Carnage, Seek, and JP having their game of the year, like sort of what they think about like this year in gaming, what their favorite games were. So I'm gonna have a stream like that in a day or two. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and also I'm back to streaming normal in a week or two. It's gonna be fun. That's it. That's Cyberpunk. That's Cyberpunk. I can't believe it, dude. Anyway, sorry for rambling your head out. This has been me. This has been you. Thank you for watching. And peace out. Have a good New Year. Happy New Year. And peace out.